Colors have been presented. Now they're setting up for the singing of the national anthem.
It is the Patrick Henry Middle School Choir.
And a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. And now the Storm staying at attention while the flag is being retired by the military cadets. Colors are all but off the field. And once they are retired, we'll continue our pregame show. And a late arriving crowd. This is a Monday night game, 6 o'clock. That's different than the Storm play. Ordinarily, it's a Saturday night. However, this is the second Monday night game of this season. But this game was supposed to be on Saturday, but we had a blizzard up here in the Midwest. 2 football games from the IFL were postponed because of it. This one with the Rattlers for the Storm, and the other being up in Green Bay with the Cedar Rapids Titans. That game is yet to be rescheduled. But again, this game scheduled for Saturday and now on Monday at 6 o'clock. So it's a work day, so it's kind of a late arriving crowd, but they have the upper level open partially, so they're expecting a good crowd. Let's talk about the defense of the Arizona Rattlers. Defensively, they'll send up Alan Chapman. He was first team all IFL defensive back last year. 5'11", 195-pounder out of Kansas State University. Nathan Lindsay, defensive back, 6 foot, 200-pounder out of Fort Hays State. Devon Merriweather, 6'1", 200-pounder out of West Texas A&M. He is the second linebacker, you might call him, as far as his position is concerned. Our Keith Brown, 6'1", 205 out of Texas A&M. He's the leading tackler with 24 tackles. And every time he has an interception, Arizona wins. They are 20-0 if our Keith Brown gets an interception. Officials and the captains gathering on the field. We'll take it down to the field for the coin toss. Referee Sean Johnston.
Arizona, IFL's heads, the team's is tails. What's your call? Tails is the call. Go ahead, Greg. Thank you for being our sponsor tonight. It is tails. Would you like to defer to the second half? Want the football? What ends up would you like to defend? All right, stay set. Arizona Rattlers has won the coin toss. Defer their choice to the second half. Sioux Storm shall receive. Gentlemen, shake hands. Good luck.
So the Arizona Rattlers have won the toss, elected to defer. Storm will receive the football. Finishing up the starting defensive alignment for the Arizona Rattlers under head coach Kevin Guy in his 10th year as the Rattler head coach. Chris McAllister, defensive line, 6'3", 250-pounder out of Baylor University. Linebacker is going to be Ryan Langford, 6'3", 235, University of New Mexico. Edward Mosley, defensive line, 6'3", 255 out of Alabama State University. And rounding out the starting defensive alignment, Justin Martin, 6'2", 275 out of Arkansas Tech University. Sioux Falls Storm going to have some changes on the field. A new linebacker, the 7th new linebacker of the season for the Sioux Falls Storm. They have not had 2 games in a row where the Storm have had the same starting linebacker. Tonight it's going to be Anthony Wallace, 6'1", 235 out of the University of North Texas. Defensive lineman Claude Davis has also spent time in practice at that linebacker spot if need be. The other change for the Sioux Falls Storm will be at defensive back, Lorenzo White Jr. We have 2 Lorenzos. One's Lorenzo Brown, one's Lorenzo White. And he is a defensive back, 6 foot, 190-pounder out of Central Michigan. But running down to starting offensive alignment for the Sioux Falls Storm, running back is going to be Lyle McCombs, quarterback Lorenzo Brown, wide receiver back with the Storm after having an injury for the last 3 weeks. Melvin German III, they call him Mank. Judd Harrell, the other wide receiver, along with Mike Tatum. And across that front offensive line, Lawrence Martin IV, Jabbar Buckley, and Rashad Mungro. And getting ready to kick off for the Arizona Rattlers, Sawyer Petrie. Back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm is going to be Lyle McCombs. The up back for the Sioux Falls Storm, Melvin German. And this much anticipated game ready to get underway. And here's the run up and the kick. Very high, end over end. It's going to come down McCombs, 7 yards deep on the right. Takes it to the center, veers it off to the left. Now he's at the 5, 10, 15, left side carry. Ran to the boards at about the 20-yard line. Going to mark him down officially at about the 19. So the Sioux Falls Storm will start this at their own 19-yard line, 14:54 to play in this first quarter. Glad to have you with us, listening on KWSN, and also all of you that are watching the game streaming via YouTube through the IFL network. Also, if you wanted to follow along, live stats, they have them at goifl.com, and you can follow the live stats as the game progresses. Lorenzo Brown will work under center to start off this contest. One through the box, coming through the box is Mike Tatum's got a blocker in front of him. Melvin German sidestep a couple, across the 25 into Rattler territory down to about the 21-yard line. It's going to bring up second down and about a yard. Going to mark the ball right at the 21-yard line of Arizona. Just underway. And like I said, late arriving crowd because of the change. This game was supposed to be on Saturday and rescheduled because of the blizzard that came through the upper Midwest. Back to pass, Lorenzo Brown gets a block from the linebacker, picked off across the center, and it's picked off there by Nathan Lindsay. But he fumbles the football, scramble for the ball. Still, nobody has control of it. Who finally wound up with it? And it's going to be Arizona Rattler as coming up with that fumble recovery, Joshua Gordon. So the Lorenzo Brown throws his first interception of the year as Lindsay gets the interception and then the fumble recovered by Joshua Gordon. So the Arizona Rattlers, with an opportunity early, have the ball. First down and 10 at their own 21-yard line. In the United Bowl, the Rattlers built up a 37-7 lead at halftime, and it wound up being a closer contest at the end, but it was totally dominated by the Rattlers in that first half. And they're starting off with the first turnover of the contest. 13:51 to play, first quarter, no score. Rattlers working off an interception by Lindsay. Ziemba, shotgun formation, two in motion, back to pass on play action with time. Launches it for the end zone, looking for Amos, over his head, incomplete. Double coverage by the Sioux Falls Storm, as down there defending was Snoop Blackman and also Marlon Moore. Marlon Moore, a rookie out of Northern Illinois University. Incomplete pass. It's going to bring up second down and 10 from the Rattler 21-yard line. Rattlers break camp. Deep on the left side, Desmond Epps He's going to go with Amos looping around to the right side. There's a snap. Handoff. No, it's a fake handoff. It's going to be quarterback Ziemba carries it around the left side, across the 25 into Storm territory, down to about the 24-yard line. Gain of about 5 for Ziemba.
It's third down, Storm Nation.
Ziemba came into this ball game averaging about 14 yards a contest, has a couple rushing touchdowns. They rely heavily on Darrell Moore. Now the Rattlers splitting Epps to the right side. Deep on the left is going to be Amos. Looping around. Flag on the field as the Rattlers were offside. Amos and Jamal Miles both were offsides, way ahead of the snap. Now the officials will give them a yard or so, but if the player is well past, and if the football's still in place after the player has gone by, that's going to be offside. So they're going to back it up 5. Back it up 5, so the ball resting just outside the 20-yard line. It's going to be third down. Third down and a short 11. Miles split deep on the right side. Deep left is going to be Amos. Shotgun formation with Monroe to the right of Ziemba. Back to pass. Ziemba cranks, fires it upfield. Too high for the intended receiver. Off his fingertips at about the 18-yard line. Tried to get that to Desmond Epps of the University of Idaho. And it's going to bring up fourth down. Now Arizona this year not afraid to go it on fourth down. They're 6 of 11, 55%. And head coach Kevin Guy, confidence in his offensive unit. Sends the play in with Jeff Ziemba. And they're going to go for it on fourth down and make that about 11. 2 in motion from right to left. Lined up with trips to left. Back to pass, play action. There's a fresh pressure upfield. Throws it upfield. It's caught for a first down as he got that to Desmond Epps. And a big hit put on Ziemba. But he bounced right back up. But a flag in the defensive secondary. Got to be thinking illegal defense or holding. Sean Johnston to tell us about it. So the pass goes for 12, and that's a first down. They're going to mark it down at the 13. First down and 10 as Ziemba stood in there and took a big hit from the new linebacker, Anthony Wallace of the Sioux Falls Storm. But he got the pass off, and he got it completed to Epps. First down for the Rattlers at the Storm, 18. There's a toss, goes to the right side, flags come out. And head coach Kevin Guy not very happy with his unit right now. As they had some motion, he went over and had a conversation with Lamar Mady. So they're going to back it up 5. That pushes the ball back to the 23-yard line. First down and 15 yards to go for the Arizona Rattlers, just underway. 11 minutes to go, first quarter. Storm had the opening kickoff, but a first pass intercepted by the Rattlers. Back to pass, Ziemba dumps it across the middle, gets it there to Monroe. The big guy takes it around the right side, lowers his shoulder against the boards, takes it down to about the 11-yard line. They're going to say that he was touched. They're going to say it officially out at the 13. So that's going to bring up second down and about 5. Gain of 10. Rattlers driving. This drive started back at their own 21-yard line. Deep on the right side is going to be Amos. To the near side is going to be Epps. In the slots. Handoff goes there to Epps. Goes around the right corner. Second effort. Dives down to the flag and to the sticks. It's going to be very close to a first down. I believe they're going to mark it a first down at about the 8-yard line. 9:55 to play in this first quarter. There is no score. Rattlers working off the first interception thrown by Lorenzo Brown this season. That was picked off by Lindsay And Lindsay, that was his first interception of the year. 2 in motion, left slot. Back to pass, Ziemba. Cranks it to the left side, gets it there to Miles. Uncontested into the end zone. Touchdown, Rattlers. As Jamal Miles found himself wide open at about the 6-yard line, gets the pass and the touchdown. And it goes from Ziemba to Miles. Jamar Miles. And now the point after touchdown by Petrie. 83% PAT kicker. High snap, well placed. Kick goes up. And the kick is no good. So the score stands. So with 8:56 to play in this first quarter, we have a media timeout. We'll pause for 1 minute. The score, the Arizona Rattlers 6 and the Sioux Falls Storm nothing. We'll be back. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Boyer Trucks, First Premier Bank.
Billion Hyundai, our knowledgeable staff is dedicated to finding you the right vehicle. Get to know us today. You'll be glad you did. Check out our great deals on new Hyundais. At Billion Hyundai, our knowledgeable staff is dedicated to finding you the right vehicle. Get to know us today. You'll be glad you did. Check out our great deals on new Hyundais, including the all-new 2018 Hyundai Sonata, our best Sonata ever. Or check out one of our incredible SUVs, like the new 2018 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe, all with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and Hyundai Assurance. See dealer for limited warranty details. Get to know us at Billion Hyundai, 41st in Westport, Sioux Falls, or at billionauto.com/Hyundai.
Hey guys, Bellator lightweight champion Michael Chandler here. I'm here at one of my favorite places in the entire world, the wrestling room. But if there's one thing we know about wrestling rooms, they can get extremely dirty. We're talking skin infections, we're talking about funk, we're talking about smelly armpits, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. So, my friends at Pure and Clean Sports came up with an awesome solution. Spray it right on your skin, wipe it off. Smells great, keeps you clean from the time you leave the mats to the time you can get home and shower. Not only is it the greatest skin defense in the entire world, it's the safest.
For the Sioux Falls Storm, their first drive ended in an interception by the Rattlers' Lindsay. He subsequently fumbled, and it was recovered by Jordan. They kept possession and wound up getting a touchdown. Big 4th down conversion in that series. And now Sawyer Petrie to kick off. Here's a high end-over-end kick, and it's going to come down to McCombs. 3 yards deep on the right. He'll take it up the right side to the 5, 10, 15, 20. Down the right side on 25, 20. Cuts back inside the 15 and wrestled down at about the 12-yard line. So Lyle McCombs comes up with a big kickoff return for the Sioux Falls Storm. Takes it down to the 12-yard line. 41-yard kick return. So with 8:48 to play in this first quarter, Rattlers leading the Sioux Falls Storm at 6-0. Both teams 4-1 of the year, tied for first place in the IFL standings. So the Storm had the ball, first down and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Rattlers. Lorenzo Brown has McCombs to his right side, puts 2 in motion from right to left. Takes the handoff. Lorenzo Brown up the middle at the 10 to the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Lorenzo Brown. 1-play drive, and the Storm have tied it up at 6 at the 8:20 mark of the first quarter. Lorenzo Brown rushing the football. Gets his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. And a good counter play, and Arizona bit and went all to their right. And Lorenzo Brown cut it against the grain, got a good block at the point of the attack, and was untouched going into the end zone. Whistle on the field. They're going to reset the kick.
False start. 65. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Reclaim try.
So the Sioux Falls Storm jumped Lawrence Martin, the 4th-year pro out of University of South Florida. Had some time in the AFL with the Tampa Bay team and also Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Played for Nebraska Danger last year. Waiting for the snap, kicking it from the 15-yard line, and it goes up. And this kick is up, and we'll wait for the indication. It is good! And Miles Bergner converts, and the Sioux Falls Storm lead by a score of 7-6. 7:46 to play in this first quarter. We'll pause for 30. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Waterbury Heating and Coleman. Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning back right after this.
And congratulations, Storm fans, for that touchdown on our friends at Domino's.
Yep, that's...
Need a fun night out? Head over to Burnside Bingo for an exciting night of bingo. Budget-friendly, new equipment, and a fresh remodel. A variety of games to keep the excitement rolling all night, plus great food and drink specials. Try something new this week and check out the all-new Burnside Bingo. Visit burnsidebingo.com for special events and more information.
Glad all the folks that are here We had a tremendous blizzard, but nothing compared to what they had up at Green Bay. They had over 2 feet of snow come down, and that's why that game was postponed up there against Cedar Rapids. Here's a bounding, rolling kick, takes a big bounce. It's going to be fielded there by Amos at about the 12, 13-yard line, moves it up to the center, across the 20, and wrapped up at about the 22-yard line. In the stop defensively, Jabari Gorman, and also one of the Storm players is injured, and that's Snoop Blackman. And Ryan Brink, the trainer, coming out to attend to him. But Snoop Blackman, real name is Javantes, played University of Tennessee at Martin. He had open heart surgery just a few years ago, worked his way back to be able to play professional football. While we have a timeout in the field, we'll pause for a timeout. 7:46 to play first quarter. Storm leading 7-6 over the Rattlers. Back right after this. Well, let's see what we get here. They're attending to him. We'll maybe get another minute, or we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's run another 30. Okay, they're getting him up, so we'll come back after this. Back to the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. As Snoop Blackman being assisted up to his feet by the trainers. Walking gingerly under his own power, but it looks like the right leg has some injury to it. But he's going off under his own power, but quite gingerly, so the Sioux Falls Storm will make a change on defense. And in for him, I believe, Lorenzo White Jr. out of Central Michigan. This will be his first playing time, just signed with the Sioux Falls Storm. So now the Arizona Rattlers have the ball, first down and 10 at their own 23-yard line. 7:44 to play in this first quarter. Under center is Ziemba. Gets a snap, back to pass, but a flag on the field, and I believe that Jamal Miles was offside on the left. Waiting for the indication from Sean Johnston. They're going to call that against Anthony Jones Jr. So that'll back it up 5. And it pushes the ball back to the 18-yard line. First down and 15 for the Arizona Rattlers, trailing the Storm 7-6. 7:28 to play in this first quarter. Deep on the right side is going to be Jones and Amos. They'll both go in motion. Back to pass Ziemba, looking right. Now under pressure, he's going to throw it upfield, throws it into the crowd. Somebody gets a free football, and a flag comes out, and Ziemba goes into the boards hard. And I was watching where the ball went, and I'm not sure, but this could very well be a roughing the passer. Ziemba shaking the cobwebs out of his head right now. Sean Johnson is our referee. They're going to call that against Claude Davis with the Sioux Falls Storm. The other officials tonight, Zach Griffin, Justin Denning, Jeff Kopecki, and Brad Bunting. Going to reset the clock to 7:13, but the Rattlers, virtue of a big penalty, get it now first down and 10 at the 17-yard line of the Sioux Falls Storm. Storm 7, Rattlers 6. Splitting to the right side is Miles. Deep right is going to be Amos. Also over there is Jones. They go in motion from right to left. Flag comes out as offside again by the Rattlers. They're just not getting their timing down as far as their men in motion and the snap. I don't know if there's enough people in the crowd here to make enough noise to create that issue. But the timing is off for the Rattlers. I believe that's their third offside for their receivers. So another penalty, and that's going to back it up to the 22. First down and 15. First down and 15. .6:54 to play, first quarter. 7-6, Storm with a 1-point lead. Miles splits to the right side. Deep left is going to be Anthony Jones. Deep right is going to be Anthony Amos. Back to pass Ziemba. With time, now it's under pressure, rolls to his left. Cox fires it across the middle, gets it up there to Monroe, gets his legs cut out there by Wolford, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards. We got another flag resting at the midfield stripe, the 25-yard line. Waiting for the indication.
Only 56. Offense. 10-yard penalty for previous spot. Remaining. First down.
So holding's going to be called against Steven Garola. And that pushes it back 10. Pushes it all the way back to their own 18-yard line. It is first down and a ton. First down, 24. Two in motion, one each side for the Rattlers. Fakes the handoff inside Ziemba. Cox fires to the right side. Too high there for Miles. No, check that. That is Anthony Jones. And on coverage for the Sioux Falls Storm, Trey Wofford. Against the board, somebody gets a free football. Checking their arm, make sure that they both still attached. I'm talking about the fans in the stands. But incompleted pass. Second down and a ton. Second down and 25 officially for the Rattlers. Need to get all the way down to the Sioux Falls Storm 7. Miles deep on the right side. Also there is Anthony Jones. They both go in motion. Back to pass. Ziemba with time fires it across the middle. Behind the intended receiver, Anthony Jones tried to go back for it and bring it in. And Gorman in on the defense for the Sioux Falls Storm. Going to bring up third down and long. But again, pretty good crowd filling in for the Sioux Falls Storm on a postponed game that was supposed to be played on Saturday. Friday, when the Rattlers were trying to get into town, their plane was about 30 miles from Sioux Falls. When the airport in Sioux Falls was closed, they had to fly back to Arizona. Now two in motion. One through the box, play action pass by Ziemba. Going for the end zone, downfield all by himself, falling down, but bringing the ball in, but they're going to say it hit the boards, it hit the ground, rather, and that was Anthony Amos. He was open, the pass behind him, he just could not bring it in for the touchdown. Great effort, but he just couldn't quite bring it in, and the officials ruled it was a trapped ball. So it's going to bring up 4th down and long, and they're going to send out Sawyer Petrie for a field goal. Going to put this one down at the 11-yard line. 47-yard attempt. 47-yard attempt. His long is of 41. There's the kick. It's got distance, but it's off to the right side far enough so it goes past the dasher board. So by rule, the Sioux Falls Storm will have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
Running into the kicker. 95. Defense. 5-yard penalty remains. 4th down.
So a 5-yard penalty running into the kicker. Another penalty charge against Claude Davis. He had a roughing the passer penalty. Now running into the kicker. And Arizona's going to have another opportunity 5 yards closer. This will be about 42 yards. And Kevin Guy, the head coach of the Arizona Rattlers, still going to go for the field goal. It would be 4th down and about 20. About 24. There's a snap. There's the rush. There's the kick. And this one is wide to the other side. First one was wide right. This one's wide left. It is also no good. And by rule, the Sioux Falls Storm will have the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 5-yard line. 3:56 to play in this first quarter. We're going to take a media timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by KSFY Television, Billion Hyundai, and Scott's Lumber and Supply Company. Back in third, or let's take a whole minute. We'll be back after this. Store.
If you like to bowl, roll on into Eastway Bowl. Hey, wait a minute. Eastway Bowl is more than just bowling. It's a full of fun entertainment center. There's many things to do. Games, and more games, plus food. Great food. Come into our full-service sports bar and grill where you'll find terrific drinks with our popular late-night specials. Watch all your favorite sporting events at Eastway. Visit our website to make your bowling reservations and find out more about the full fun experience. Eastway Bowl and Entertainment Center, where there's something for everyone.
The Rosties wanted their new house to be unique, so they went back to Fireplace Pros. The upstairs is traditional, but the downstairs is very modern. They are delighted.
We wanted a different look and feel within our house, and Fireplace Pros, as always, helped us make it happen. They're the best.
Visit us on the web or stop by your nearest Heat and Glow or Heatalator dealer.
Proud to be a partner and to present tonight's Night of Hope and Terry Silent Soft auction. It's going on right now through the third quarter on the
And welcome back to Storm Football. 3:56 to play in this first quarter. Storm leading 7-6 over the Arizona Rattlers. This game was scheduled to be played on Saturday. A blizzard hit the upper Midwest and postponed 2 IFL games. The Green Bay Blizzard and the Cedar Rapids Titans is yet to be rescheduled up in Green Bay. So the Sioux Falls Storm working from their own 5-yard line. Lorenzo Brown will be under center. McCombs in the backfield behind him. 2 in motion, right side, 1 through the box is German. But the pitch goes out to the left side, and it gets there to McCombs. He'll take it left, right side, 20, 15, 10, 5, all the way into the end zone. Touchdown, 45-yard toss for a touchdown for Lyle McCombs. And for Lyle McCombs, that's his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. And that might be the longest rush of the year in the IFL. 45-yard touchdown run. The Sioux Falls Storm with 2 rushing touchdowns in this contest. But 45 yards. And now Miles Bergner on to try the point after touchdown. 81% PAT kicker out of the hold of Lorenzo Brown. There's a snap placement kick. It's up. Waiting for the call and waiting to see if there's no flags. And the kick is good. So Bergner 2 for 2 point after touchdowns. The Sioux Falls Storm leading over the Arizona Rattlers 14-6. We'll be back in 30. This is Storm Football. We'll do our best.
Waiting to see a doctor?
What's taking so long?
It can take a while,
I don't have time for this.
or longer than a while.
We've been here 2 hours.
Forever.
Hello?
What would you say if there was another option?
Finally.
Yes.
It's about time.
We're inclined to agree. It's about time for the best patient care. Sioux Falls Urgent Care.
Holmes on the run. Point after touchdown by Bergner is good. The Sioux Falls Storm leading 14-6 over the Arizona Rattlers. And now the Rattlers, dressed in their white uniforms, their copper helmets, leggings and stripes on their pants. Everything else is white, black numerals with that classic Rattler logo on their helmets. Sioux Falls Storm home uniforms, blue, white numerals, red helmets. Everything else is blue. 2:43 to play in this first quarter. Storm leading 14-6. A bounding kick gets behind Miles. He's got to pick it up in the end zone. Moves it up to the 5. Wrapped up and brought down on a good tackle by Snoop Blackman. Good to see him back on the field after he was injured earlier. And now the Rattlers will start this campaign at their own 5-yard line. 2:43 to play in this first quarter. That scoring drive for the Sioux Falls Storm, 23 seconds. And now the Arizona Rattlers trailing by 8 to the Sioux Falls Storm, 14-6. 2:38, clock is counting, first quarter. Rattlers send wide to the right side. Epps, and they're going to whistle this play dead. They got some problems with the chain. Going to reset the chain and get it lined up. They had it at about the 7-yard line. Should have been at the 5. But Epps split to the right side. Ziemba, the quarterback, will be in shotgun formation. To the left. Deep is going to be Darrell Monroe as a wide receiver. He'll come through the box. They fake the handoff to him. Back to pass. Ziemba dumps it across. Gets it there to Monroe's. Got some room. 5, 10, 15. And drug down from the backside. Carries people all the way out to the 20-yard line. A gain of 15 for the Arizona Rattlers and a first down. Going to mark it down at the Rattler 20-yard line. But Darrell Monroe, 6'2", 220-pounder out of Arizona Western College. He earned the ACCAC Offensive Player of the Year when he was in college. First team All-IFL running back. 4 touchdowns coming into this contest. Ziemba, shotgun formation. And he has Monroe to his right. Monroe on the toss goes to the right side. Storm get to him, but he still falls forward, picks up a couple. One of the Storm players lost his helmet, and that's Chad Stotterow, defensive nose guard for the Storm, 6'3", 285 out of Northern State University. Family has a very large hog farm operation. And one of the things he wants to do when he finishes playing football or when he is done here, he goes back and works the family farm. Gain of 2 for the Rattlers. Second down and about 8 yards to go from the 22-yard line of Arizona. Deep left is going to be Epps and Amos. They both go in motion. They stay onside. Fakes the toss to the left. Fires it upfield. Reception made. Epps all by himself. Storm had a breakdown in coverage there. Epps found an opening. Made the reception at the 10. Tackled at about the 8-yard line. Making a stop there was Jabari Gorman. But a first down for the Arizona Rattlers at the Sioux Falls Storm 8. First and goal, 26 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Epps splitting off to the right side, and the Sioux Falls Storm call a timeout. We're going to pause for 1 minute, 20 seconds left, 14-6 Storm. Rattlers threatening, back right after this.
Your body is a complex arrangement of bone and tissue that requires only the best to maintain it. At Orthopedic Institute, that's our specialty. Our services have been specifically tailored to provide the best orthopedic care in the region. Orthopedics is what we do. That's why Orthopedic Institute is the one to trust to keep your body in motion.
Should the Storm score 55
Back to action. Pitch goes off to the right side to Monroe. Tries to turn the right corner. Goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. As Monroe got a good block at the point of the attack. And I believe that was Epps out there picking that up. But the big guy takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. So Monroe gets the rushing touchdown. And for Darrell Monroe, that is his 5th of the year. So the officials are going to talk it over. I didn't see a flag. Yes, it did. Coach Riggs threw the red flag. And I believe that his question is whether or not that Monroe was touched before he went into the end zone, if he was touched into the boards. And that's what the review is going to be. And this year, the review is such that a coach can challenge practically any play on the field. Only thing he cannot challenge is the line to gain on first down. So there's 1 second left to go in this first quarter. We'll pause for a quick 30 and come back and have the ruling of this challenge. Back in 30.
Hey guys, Bellator lightweight champion Michael Chandler here. I'm here at one of my favorite places in the entire world, the wrestling room. But if there's one thing we know about wrestling rooms, they can get extremely dirty. We're talking skin infections, we're talking about funk, we're talking about smelly armpits, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. So, my friends at Pure and Clean Sports came up with an awesome solution. Spray it right on your skin, wipe it off, smells great, keeps you clean from the time you leave the mats to the time you can get home and shower. Not only is it the greatest skin defense in the entire world, it's the safest.
Run by Darrell Monroe, and head coach Curtis Riggs threw his one of 2 challenges that he has per ball game to find out if this was in fact a touchdown or the play went out of bounds. The coaches each have 2 challenges per ball game. If they win both of them, they would be awarded a 3rd. Officials still talking about it. 14-12 is what the scoreboard reads right now, but that is under question. The Rattlers' scoring defense leads the IFL, allowing 34 points a game. The Sioux Falls Storm offense averages 48 points per game, which is first in the league. So you have the best against the best. Sioux Falls' defensive line has 5 sacks on the year, while the Rattlers lead the IFL in pass protection, allowing only 3 sacks for the entire season thus far. Now this is the 4th all-time meeting between these 2 teams. Arizona leads the series 2-1. Arizona won the most recent meeting 39-33. That was back on February 25th, first game of the season. Previously, they had played the Storm in the United Bowl and were victorious 50-41. The Storm won the first meeting. That was a year ago, 40-29. Officials still reviewing it. There's supposed to be a 4-minute limit as far as a review for any challenge. Coming into this ball game, the Storm had not turned the ball over. However, in the first series, Lorenzo Brown was picked off by Nathan Lindsay, and that eventually resulted in a touchdown for the Arizona Rattlers. Officials have made their decision. They're going to come back. They have to go all the way down to the kind of the officials' table, which is in the other end of the field, and make the determination by looking at the bid swap replay. And they can look at it from a couple different angles. Each team is required to have at least 2 cameras for the bid swap, for not only the challenges, but for each coaching staff to have access to video of the plays so that they can review those on the sidelines with their other units. Coach Riggs is talking with the officials, doesn't look really happy. And now here's Sean Johnston.
The replay system is not currently working. The replay is not going to be charged against Sioux Falls.
So the replay system is not working, so the charge for the challenge is not enforced against the Sioux Falls Storm, but the touchdown stands. And now Sawyer Petrie on the field to try the point after touchdown. Ziemba doing the hold. There's a snap, placement, kick. It's up. The crowd got quiet. It's good. So the end of the first quarter, it's a Sioux Falls Storm 14 and the Arizona Rattlers 13. We'll pause for 1 minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Beal Distributing and Budweiser Orthopedic Institute and Rod's Property Management. We'll be back right after this. Okay. What's that? And welcome back to Storm Football. We have 1 quarter in the books, and it's the Sioux Falls Storm leading by a point, 14-13 over the Arizona Rattlers. Both teams 4-1 on the year and are tied for first place in the IFL standings. A lot of football left in this season, but this is a very pivotal game. Arizona had the first win over the Sioux Falls Storm, their first meeting. They won by 6. And tiebreakers could come into a play. If the Storm would win, both teams would have a win. Tiebreakers come into play, but a lot of season can happen. There could be other losses along the way. In that first quarter, Lorenzo Brown 0 for 1 in passing. That was picked off. And Ziemba 5 of 10, 64 yards, 1 passing touchdown. And he got that to Jamal Miles. Total rushing, 66 for the Sioux Falls Storm, 20 yards on 4 carries for the Arizona Rattlers. And now Petrie getting ready to kick off, and back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm is McCombs. High end over end kick, 3 yards deep up the center. He'll move it to the left, stop, cuts back into the right, wrapped up and brought down, flag on the field. McCombs trapped and tackled down at about the 9-yard line. We've got to be thinking blocking the back or holding against the Sioux Falls Storm. So blocking the back. Going to push the Storm back inside their own 5-yard line. Going to mark it down at about the 3. First down and 10, 14:56 to play in this first half. Storm leading by a point, 14-13. Want to send a special shout out to my brother-in-law, Dan Bitto, listening to the game down in Spencer, Iowa. Also his wife, Lisa, and also to Anna and Brennan, and don't forget Remy. 14:36 to play, first half. Storm with the football. Fakes the handoff. Lorenzo Brown's going to run upfield, and he just slides down. He saw the inside was all boxed up, and he just gave himself up. No gain on the play. They're going to rule it down at about the 3-yard line. Clock rolls, 14:18 to play in this first half, 14-13. Sioux Falls Storm with the lead. You're listening to this broadcast brought to you by Sprint, Integrated Chiropractic and Rehab, along with Mattress Firm. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll have all the stats for you and bring you up to date. Other news around the IFL, waiting for word about the rescheduling of the Titan Blizzard game up in Green Bay. Back to pass. Lorenzo Brown dumps it across the middle. Try to get it to Tatum. Double coverage there, as there was Keith Trumps, and also there on coverage defensively was Nathan Lindsay. The pass a little bit ahead of Tatum, incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Third down and 10 for the Sioux Falls Storm at their own 3-yard line. Need to get out to the 13 to pick up the first down. Clock rolls, 13:21 to play. First half, 14-13. Storm by a point. Judd Harold. He's been quiet thus far in this contest. Split to the left side. Deep left is going to be Tatum. Along with him is going to be German. Back to pass, Lorenzo Brown. Shotgun formation. Dumps it across the middle. Gets it there to McCombs. He's going to try to go around the right side. Gets up. Smashed into the sideboards after a gain of about 9. Making a stop defensively are Keith Brown out of Texas A&M. Going to rule him down at the 11-yard line. He's going to set up 4th down and 2. 4th down and about 2 yards to go. Coach Riggs, no doubt about it, he's going to go for it on 4th down. 71% proficient in 4th down conversions this season. Lorenzo Brown under center, 2 in motion, right slot. Pitch goes out to the right side. Melvin German gets the pitch at the 10 to the 15, out of bounds, pushed out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Mosley on the stop along with others, but that's a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. Great to have Melvin German back on the field. He was out for an injury since the Cedar Rapids game. So the Storm now camped at the 18-yard line, gain of 7. Lorenzo Brown puts 2 in motion, right slot. Gets the snap, pitches it out, gets it there to McCombs, tries to turn the corner, but McAllister tracks him down, drags him down after a gain of a few. Chris McAllister, first team All-IFL defensive line. He was Baylor's all-time sack leader. Came into this ball game, 1.5 sacks. Gain of about 3. They're going to mark the ball just across the 20, make it about the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Lorenzo Brown gets a snap. Back to pass, throws it upfield, way too high, intended there for Tatum. And leaping for it was Alan Chapman, a little bit too high for him too. I think that Tatum was looking for a different route pass than the one he got from Lorenzo Brown. So that's going to bring up 3rd down after the incompleted pass. Storm need to get into Rattler territory to the 22 to pick up the first down. Now Tatum deep on the left side. German and Harold up on the line of scrimmage in the slot to the left. 2 in motion, 1 through the box. McCombs, he gets the fake handoff. Lorenzo Brown's going to keep it, goes upfield. He's going to be short of a first down, gets to the 24 of the Rattlers. It's going to be 4th down and about 2. 4th down and about 2 yards to go after Lorenzo Brown carries it to the 24. Lorenzo Brown, a 6-footer, 205-pounder, 9th year out of University of Sioux Falls. And now he'll be under center, 4th down and about a deuce. Lorenzo Brown, pitch goes to the right side to McCombs, got the corner, got the first down, worked off a block by Judd Harold at about the 21-yard line. That's enough for McCombs to get the first down as the Storm drive continues. It's going to be at the 18-yard line of Arizona. 10:02, clock is counting, first half. Storm by a point, 14-13. A matchup of the best records in the IFL, both 4-1, tied for first place in the standings. 2 in motion, looping around from right to left. Motion line of scrimmage, McAllister offside. Lorenzo Brown with a free play. He's going to throw it in the crowd over the head of Mike Tatum. And Tatum was covered very well by So Sean Johnston told us all about the offside, not in a 3-point stance at the snap. So now the Sioux Falls Storm. First down and 5 from the 13. Lorenzo Brown gets a snap, ball comes out, scramble for the ball, and a fumble and recovered by the Arizona Rattlers, Edward Mosley, as Lorenzo Brown could not get that handoff as he tried to give it off to McCombs coming through the box, and nobody really wanted it, and Mosley fell on it, and he got up to start running with it, but the play was whistled dead. So the second turnover Second turnover of the contest, of interception, picked off by Lindsay, and now a fumble recovered by Mosley. And the Arizona Rattlers back in business, trailing the Storm only by a point, 14-13. 9:13 to play in this first half. Arizona from their own 18-yard line. Ziemba fakes the handoff, back to pass. Cox fires looking for the end zone there. Caught, touchdown, as he got it down there to Desmond Epps. Touchdown, Arizona. And the Rattlers, for the second time, have converted a turnover into touchdown. So the Arizona Rattlers, taken from the 18, one-play drive as Ziemba gets his second passing touchdown. And this one goes to Epps. And now the point after touchdown attempt by Sawyer Petrie as the crowd got eerily quiet after that one-play touchdown drive by the Rattlers. Point after touchdown, Petrie puts it up, waiting for the call, and it's good. So with 8:19 to play in this first half, the Arizona Rattlers have moved up on top over the Sioux Falls Storm, 20-14. And we'll be back after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Craven Bar and Grill, and Boyer Trucks. Back in 1 minute.
At Billion Hyundai, our knowledgeable staff is dedicated to finding you the right vehicle. Get to know us today. You'll be glad you did. Check out our great deals on new Hyundais, including the all-new 2018 Hyundai Sonata, our best Sonata ever. Or check out one of our incredible SUVs, like the new 2018 Hyundai Tucson or Santa Fe, all with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and Hyundai Assurance. See dealer for limited warranty details. Get to know us at Billion Hyundai, 41st and Westport, Sioux Falls, or at billionauto.com/Hyundai.
Need a fun night out? Head over to Burnside Bingo for an exciting night of bingo. Budget-friendly, new equipment, and a fresh remodel. A variety of games to keep the excitement rolling all night, plus great food and drink specials. Try something new this week and check out the all-new Burnside Bingo. Visit burnsidebingo.com for special events and more information.
Storm were driving, and they coughed it up and fumbled the football, recovered by the Arizona Rattlers. One-play drive as Ziemba connects with Epps. Point after touchdown was good, and the score, it's the Arizona Rattlers leading by 6, 20-14. Storm is led by as much as 8, 14-6. And now the Rattlers have put together 14 unanswered points. And now Petrie getting ready to kick off, and back to receive is going to be Lyle McCombs. The up back is going to be Melvin German. The run up, the kick, high, end over end kick is going to push McCombs all the way back against the boards. He takes it up to center, veers it to the right side, tackled in the end zone and brought down. No, they're going to say he got out. He's going to be out at the 1-yard line. Oh my. But they give him forward progress. That could have been a safety. If he didn't get out of the end zone and tackle, that's a 1-point rule. You could retain possession. But if you come out and get tackled back in, that's a safety. Then you have to kick the ball to the other team. So it's going to be down at the 1-yard line. The Sioux Falls Storm have 49 yards to go to pay dirt. 8:13 to play in this first half. Storm trailing the Rattlers 20-14. Just checking on the live stats. And as of right now, they are not functional. Now, challenge flag this time has been thrown by Kevin Guy. So Coach Guy is challenging that the tackle occurred in the end zone. The ball never crossed the goal line to come out. And that would be a huge victory for the Rattlers if, in fact, that would be the ruling would be overturned. Because then it would be a safety, 2 points for Arizona, plus they get the ball. If you came out and went back in. That's the way it would happen. If it's just a tackle in the end zone and you never got out, that's a ruse. And you retain possession. The receiving team would retain the possession. But it would be 1 point, and it would make it into a 21-14 game if, in fact, they would win it on the rouge factor. But again, if it's the ball came out of the end zone, then back in, then it's a safety. 7:58 left to play in this first half. 20-14, the Arizona Rattlers leading over the Sioux Falls Storm. This broadcast brought to you by First Premier Bank, Fireplace Professionals, along with Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. Officials still conferring about this challenge. But the first time in the history of the IFL, 2 games postponed because of weather. There have been changes in dates because of availability of the facility, but the only other weather-related postponement involved the Sioux Falls Storm also.
Left the end zone, and number 12 by the kicking team pulled it back into the end zone. Ruling on the field, stance is called first down and 10, 1-yard line.
So they're ruling that the defender pulled the ball carrier back into the end zone. They give him forward progress. The Storm have the ball at the 1-yard line. But anyway, one other time, the Sioux Falls Storm had a game out in Tri-Cities. A few of us traveled out a day ahead of time. The rest of the team was supposed to come out the next day, and Denver Airport was closed. So the Storm team, the rest of the team, could not get out there, so the game was postponed for a day. And Tri-Cities did a fantastic job rearranging everything, and the game went off without a hitch, but a day later. That's the only other time of postponement because of weather. Lorenzo Brown working from the 1-yard line in his own end zone. Cox fires upfield. Receiver Tatum all by himself. Caught it at the 20-yard line. Trying to get away from the defender, Brown, but he could not. And it's going to be marked at the 21-yard line. So the Sioux Falls Storm get out of a big hole. They take it from their own 1-yard line to the 20-yard line, gain of 30 yards. But a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm, trailing by 6. 20-14. And they are at the Rattler 21-yard line. 7:15 to play first half. Both teams have been, one team has been charged the timeout, the Rattlers. The Storm, the replay did not work, so they were not charged the timeout on their challenge. 2 in motion, right slot, back to pass Lorenzo Brown. He's going to run with the football, runs right into Wallace, or check that, Langford on the tackle, no gain on the play. McAllister also into the stop defensively. Wosley. 6:38. Clock is counting first half. Rattlers by 6. 20-14 over the Sioux Falls Storm. Second down and 10 for the home team. Lorenzo Brown, play action pass, fires it upfield. Mike Tatum goes up and grabs it. Ball comes out. They're going to say the play is down after the ball was stripped out, but the play was down prior. Reception is good for the Sioux Falls Storm, but about 9. They're going to say down to the 12-yard line, gain of 9. Mike Tatum pulled the pass in, pushed back, tackled, ball came out. Ruling on the field, completed pass, third down and about a yard for the Sioux Falls Storm. Melvin Sherman, he'll split off to the right side. Judd Harold and Mike Tatum will be deep on the right. McCombs in the backfield behind Lorenzo Brown. Toss goes right side to Tatum. He's got the first down as he turns the corner. Ducks inside of a tackle, but Gordon actually pushes him down as he goes underneath him. Tatum is dropped down, but a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. They're going to mark it at the 7-yard line, gain of 5. 5:28 to play till halftime. Rattlers by 6, 20-14. Lorenzo Brown has McCombs to his right side. 2 deep, they'll split, both go in motion. There's the snap. Lorenzo Brown fakes the handoff. He's going to run himself, stutter steps, goes right, goes left, still drives, takes it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Lorenzo Brown's showing some nifty running. Finally bringing him down was Edward Mosley. But a gain of 6 for the Sioux Falls Storm. It is second down Second down and goal from the 1, working from the right side hash. But again, pretty good crowd for a rescheduled game on a work night, plus a different starting time at 6 o'clock Central. Tatum splits to left side. Judd Harrell deep on the left. One through the box. Gets the handoff there to Melvin German, but he's going to be brought down on a good tackle made by Alan Chapman. Chapman comes in and brings him down. Lost back to the 6-yard line. That's loss of 5. It's going to bring up third down and goal from the 6-yard line. Alan Chapman had some time in the CFL with the Edmonton. Came out of Kansas State University. Also had a tryout with the Colts in the NFL. So now third down, 4:05 to play till halftime. Arizona Rattlers 20, the Sioux Falls Storm 14. And the Sioux Falls Storm take their second time out, and we'll pause with them. 4:01 to play till halftime, 2014 Rattlers. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Dakota Land Auto Glass is proud to sponsor Storm football and the annual Military Appreciation Game. Dakota Land Auto Glass specializes in all auto glass repair and replacement from cars, trucks, SUVs to semis and motorhomes. Located under the largest American flag in the state of South Dakota. Call 336-6789 for a quote.
And welcome back to Storm football. 4:01 to play till halftime. Arizona Rattlers 20, Sioux Falls Storm 14. Storm have third down and goal from the 6-yard line, working from the left side hash. Tatum through the box, fakes the handoff. Lorenzo Brown keeps it, in trouble. Gets away from that, cuts back to the inside the 5. Going to be wrapped up at about the 3-yard line. Gain of 3. It's going to bring up fourth down and goal from the 3-yard line.
The Storm salutes Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital.
And head coach Curtis Riggs. He's going to bring out the kicker, Miles Bergner, and try to get the field goal. Bergner this year, 6 of 11. And they're going to put this one down at about the 10-yard line, make this about an 18-yard attempt. He is one.